everyone, and thank you for being here. Welcome, all of you, to another News and Updates every Saturday for almost 4 years. Can you imagine 4 years? 4 years is a long time in VR. For 4 years, we've been bringing you the news from in and around the AltSpace VR community, world building news and tips, event news, Discord tips, and information you need to know about the hardware, software, apps, and industry that support our corner of the metaverse.
Now, over these past 4 years, we've learned what matters to you. We not share the news with you, we share your experience. Our team is in AltSpace VR every day. Most of us put in about 20 hours a week minimum, some 80 hours a week or more. This community is so important to us, and you are so important to us.
As experienced social VR users, players, hosts, moderators, world builders, teachers, and community users, if there's one thing we know well, maybe not me, that is, it's time zones.
Karen, you are so right. We not only know time zones, sometimes better known time, we know how to talk about events and meetings in the metaverse without telling people what time it is.
Indeed, we do, or some of us do anyway. We say things, we're experts at talking time, right? We don't say we'll meet you at 9 because that could be 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. Or it could be not 9 my time zone and not your time zone.
And we say things like we'll meet you in 2 hours or I'll see you at the bottom of the hour. We let people calculate time for themselves.
If there's one thing we know about time, we know we also hate daylight savings time, right? Am I right?
Yeah. Hate it, hate it. Oh, down with daylight savings time. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Before
lose my head
VR,
over that.
I know, but before VR, I didn't care. With VR, Karen, you're so right. The nightmare, and it is, of daylight savings time is one that gives most in the AltSpace VR community serious, serious nightmares. Honestly, we have DST nightmares.
Yes, we do, Laurel. And the nightmare begins for many of us tonight. We'll cover more of that at the top of the news, but we felt we needed to remind you all that the daylight savings time nightmare springs forward tonight and lasts over 3 weeks.
Yes, it does. And this ability, this Windows 11 issue with teleporting when you hit a different monitor, I want it gone. Okay. It is honestly the horror of it all, not the clicky business, the jumpy business. But anyway, more on this later. We love our news and updates team members and all the volunteers, and not one of them is an employee of AltSpace VR. We're all volunteers. The news and updates team was uniquely developed by our beloved producer, Mark, who not only saw a need for our community to be informed, but also representative. And he knew that the best news sources come from those who live it, not visit it.
We are not AltSpace VR employees. We are community members and volunteers working hard each week to bring you the news from in and around the AltSpace VR community. In addition to presenting the news and updates live every week here in AltSpace VR, we also live stream to YouTube and Twitch during our show, and we do, on occasion, film the audience during our discussion, so be ready. If you miss a show, check out our News and Updates YouTube channel to stay updated.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you to all of our volunteers who keep our show running. And thank you for being here every week. Now we have the news you need to know coming right up, so let's get this party started. And hello to those of you in room 2. Everybody give it up for room 2. Give us some hearts and emojis. Yay. All right. Are we ready to talk about the DST nightmare?
You know, Laurel, we poke fun, but honestly, daylight savings time really messes up meetings and event times.
Oh, God. Yes, indeed.
This year, due to the many laws passed over the past few years, daylight savings time is 3 weeks long around the world. Yes, 3 weeks.
And it's insane. For those of you who've been living
Ah.
under a rock, not a virtual one, a real one, daylight savings time was started near the beginning of the Industrial Revolution as a way to make workers work longer during daylight hours, thus get more things done. It's also a lie. It's not the real truth.
The truth is stranger. Many believe that daylight savings time started during World War I in 1916 when Germany first adopted the concept as a way to conserve fuel during wartime shortages. Other countries began adopting it shortly after, and it was as unpopular then as it is now.
Well, those are good and justifiable reasons. The truth is that in New Zealand, entomologist, a biologist with a specialty in insects, George Hudson, wanted to change the clock so he could, one, spend more daylight time working with his insect research.
Second, he wanted more time on the golf course by starting with the rising of the sun. He proposed the concept of a 2-hour daylight savings shift in New Zealand and England in 1895. It was accepted and rejected until World War I and continues to plague us ever since.
While countries and even individual regions and provinces and states have passed laws for and against it, and the research shows over and over that it doesn't change anything, uh, the patchwork quilt of time changes on a wider scale beginning tonight, with most of North America springing forward an hour. That means your clocks will go from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. and you lose an hour of sleep. So you sleep in tomorrow. So go to bed early.
Or don't sleep in, or you're going to have to get up Monday morning and go to work and be 1 hour less without sleep.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true.
So the UK and most of Europe changes 15 days later. Yes, 15 days later on March 27th. Australia and New Zealand and others in the Southern Hemisphere will fall back and gain an hour of sleep on July 3rd.
No, not July, April.
I mean, oh, April.
Don't make it
April
worse
3rd.
than what it is. Oh my God. April 3rd.
April.
Oh my goodness. Fake news. While there are pockets of areas like New Mexico that will not change, Mexico changes twice. The first daylight savings time change to spring forward happens with parts of North America tonight, especially on the Baja Peninsula and along the west coast of Mexico. The rest of Mexico changes time on April 3rd. That's just nuts.
It is nuts. Oh, geez. It's crazy for those of us who live in the metaverse where clocks should be set to Zulu time, like pilots, astronauts, and scientists use, where the only thing that matters is you show up on time and not be late to the party.
Amen. So please check the Altspace VR calendar for the time of an event in your time zone. After the time change, repeatedly to ensure that you know when the event begins. Don't count on being at the event being at the same time as always because your host may live in a different and the event changes are based on their time zone, not yours. We want to make sure that you do not miss a minute.
Okay, now on to the war in Ukraine.
Yay.
So the war in Ukraine continues. Honestly, I think Putin and the rest of the world underestimated the resiliency and determination of the Ukrainian people to fight back and resist. As horrible as it is inspiring.
It really is. It's so frustrating. Fundraisers are happening around the world to help support the Ukrainian people, including the support of more than 4 million refugees fleeing the war to neighboring countries and even distant countries. We hope that NATO and other international allies will finally step forward and do more to push back Russian troops. And we thank everyone who's helped the cause.
We checked in this morning on the Unity Asset Store campaign to support Ukrainian Unity developers and publishers, and almost $500,000 has been raised from purchases of the Ukraine mega bundle of assets, valued in total at hundreds of dollars of donated kits, templates, plugins, and tools.
It this is this bundle is an incredible savings, but what an amazing generosity by Unity makers and creators around the world. There are 19 days left to make your donation and help support more than 500 Ukrainian Unity developers and content publishers and their families, and boost your Unity building tools.
Russian hackers and other opportunists are taking advantage of the war to get serious about exploiting the massive security vulnerabilities across all the tech that runs our lives. No one, not an individual, company, or government, is safe.
Security vulnerabilities from years ago and recent flaws are being exploited on Android, iPhone, and all computer and operating systems. Google just announced a dangerous remote escalation of privilege bug that hackers can use to grant themselves access without user interaction. You got that? They can do it without you ever even knowing it. Let's not forget that the programming that runs your household lights, video doorbells, and all the gimmicks and gizmos you have around you, including the headset on your face, they all need to be updated. They're all at risk.
Oof. We've had outages this week with Discord, Reddit, Spotify, Facebook, Wikipedia, universities, governments, Amazon, CNN, HBO, PayPal, Etsy, and even internet providers. It wasn't a hack or Russian attack, it was human error as usual. The issue appeared to be with a cloud computing company called Fastly that provides key backbone services to most websites and online apps through their content distribution network, or CDN. They're still investigating, but everything was back on in a couple of hours.
Now, if you are not familiar with Down Detector, check it out. If you're experiencing any issues connecting with a site or service, the issues of connectivity and reports of outages or sites being inaccessible continue to plague many services. This image up on the screen is from this morning, where reports continue to come in as companies struggle with hackers and other infrastructure issues.
On that note, our hearts go out to our AltSpace VR community members in Russia, whose access to the net continues to be downgraded and limited, especially to key information access through news sites, Facebook, Twitter, and so on. Lumen Technologies and Cogent Communications, two of the largest suppliers of optical fiber that forms the global internet, are severing their connections from Russia to the global internet, literally putting them under a digital iron curtain.
This decision comes as Russian propaganda and hackers are attacking global entities and companies and governments want to put a stop to it, but also to put even more pressure on Putin, unfortunately, through the Russian people to end this useless fighting.
Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and more have suspended cloud sales in Russia. And Microsoft has suspended all sales of new Microsoft products and services there as well. As a Microsoft company, we are thrilled to report that so far, most Russian members continue to have access to AltSpace VR and Discord, though they know it is a minute-by-minute opportunity to connect beyond their borders. Our hearts go out to them and their determination to continue to connect and struggle against what many of them believe is wrong.
All right, now on to some AltSpace VR news. Alex Kipman announced at the town hall meeting a few weeks ago that major improvements and features were coming to AltSpace VR, and they quietly slipped out a new video on the AltSpace VR's YouTube channel featuring world-building tools and event creation features that are arriving in AltSpace VR any day now. They include a return of the quick events feature. We missed that. The ability to create a quick style event without much fuss in world in the events menu. The feature went away if memory serves, I can't remember, by the end of, I think it was by the end of 2019 or in the middle of 2019, as it was rather buggy. It also didn't offer access to the full features that an event web page does.
Basically, the quick event feature allows you to enter a title, description, and pick a template world, then activate the event immediately, schedule it, and make it unlisted. The quick event feature offers a link to advanced features and settings, likely through browser access, that allows adding user roles, importing worlds, and more.
Now, the announcement included the exciting reveal of a new whiteboard that allows interactivity with the use of photos and whiteboard drawing and writing, something long anticipated and desired. Yeah, get excited about that. We're going to be talking about that in our discussion if we get time for it today. Yeah, I'm very excited. However, so far it doesn't look like it's a kit item. It's current it that right now the availability looks like it is only embedded into AltSpace VR world templates and that support the whiteboard. This is in the Office Olympics template. We hope that more templates will feature it and it will become available as a kit item or an MRE coming to you very soon. We hope. Yay.
We want to also say hello today to the new staff moderators floating around AltSpace VR events and worlds. Let's give them a round of applause. They are monitoring our community and learning the ropes. Some stay in the background muted, doing their job of moderating for toxic users, and others are interacting as usual. While everyone is still adapting to the recent changes, we want to welcome them all to our community.
Yes, indeed. Now, rumors are flying around again that the Community Helper Program and AltSpace VR is having some changes. The program was started in 2018 as a way to thank and honor longtime community members for their contributions to the community through world building, events, and going above and beyond community engagement and contributions. Originally handed out kind of on a whim by staff to reward trust and hard work, in 2019, the community helpers requested a more formal vetting process, and AltSpace VR complied.
As many community helpers have left the community or are no longer active, change needs to happen. Change has long been requested by the community helpers. We don't know what is happening, but do expect to see changes in the program coming soon, especially with the change in staffing. We feel it is likely a change for the good, as the program is long due for remodeling and clearing out the dead wood. We're excited to embrace this change, and hopefully you are too.
Yay. We shall see. Hi, change can be good. Now, for those of us who just get a little crazy and drool whenever they start talking VR hardware, let's talk some VR hardware. It's time to talk tech and hardware. Quest Meta headsets were greeted with a new update to version 3.38, and already some patches immediately came right on board to fix things.
The changes include groundwork for access to Horizon Home, as well as other hardware and software improvements, including highlighting apps with multiplayer features if you're in a party group, which will help you select games and apps specifically for your group.
The improvements in the setting menu with a new layout and a settings search bar and some experimental features are now moving into full release, including the mixed reality couch and desk that may be set up in your Guardian settings, your Guardian area, as the Oculus logo, as we reported last week, is now officially gone.
Oh, I missed that. I missed that.
It sucks.
It does suck. Facebook Meta also announced that the problems you've been having with missing apps, account issues, and other oddities are not in your imagination. Most have been fixed, and work continues to fix what's left unfixed. All week, people have been reporting issues, and 2 days ago, they admitted the problem wasn't you, but them.
Oh, people were creating new accounts and trying to do all kinds of crazy things to help fix it themselves. Trust us, some of these things you can't fix by yourself. But we love the determination to keep on keeping on. Now, we were going to be adding, we ran out of time, but I just want to remind people, if you're a Beat Saber fan and you haven't been in there for a while, they have a new set of albums with some new square techniques. Very cool. Do check them out. Got slice and squares and some other cool things. We'll report on that more next week.
Okay, on to some metaverse news. Let's explore some news from around the metaverse, news you need to know as it impacts so many of us.
Now, new research is out by financial experts updating previous statistics and market future values for the metaverse based on the last 6 months since Zuckerberg's Meta announcement and metaverse becoming a household word.
This is really interesting. So, current estimates state that the metaverse market value could be worth 678 billion US dollars by 2030. In 2021, it was estimated to be valued at 38.9 billion in 2030.
Wow.
It's huge.
Wow.
So this is a huge estimate and compounded annual growth rate. And I think it's going to go even higher, Laurel, but we'll see.
Yeah, I agree.
One of the many financial reports coming out, the research by Grandview Research points to Fortnite, Roblox, and Minecraft, 2 out of 3 Microsoft companies, and Decentraland and the Sandbox, among others.
They report that Microsoft and Meta are the 2 biggest players, and they are pouring billions into these technologies over the next decade as they explore the potential. AltSpace VR is part of that Microsoft Metaverse portfolio, and as we reported from the recent town hall with Alex Kipman, more money and development and support is flowing into our community, so expect big changes coming.
While we're on the subject of major money in the metaverse, Gabe Newell of Valve, a pioneer and futurist, reminds us that we are in a gold rush and the get rich quick schemes are everywhere. Remember the early days of the internet, the internet bubble? The only people who are going to get rich are the ones making money off of the ones seeking their fame and fortune, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Gabe Newell, who's such an outspoken pioneer. You can love him, you can hate him, but he often predicts the future. He says in an interview with PC Gamer that there are a bunch of get rich quick schemes around the metaverse. Most people don't know what they're talking about in the metaverse, and they have absolutely no idea. Most people who are talking about the metaverse have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. And they apparently have never played an MMO, you know what all that is. It's a multiplayer games. It will be interesting to see if anybody who's coming to the party late has much to add, rather than a desire to have a whole bunch of people give them a whole bunch of money for magic reasons. But in the end, customers and useful technology win out. So I'm not super worried about that. Wow.
Yeah. On that note, we all agree. It's the technology that is chasing the metaverse passions and trends that are going to improve as money flows into the ecosystem. Some will get it right, some will get it wrong. But as we mentioned last week, Second Life, who's been at this longer than anyone else, makes over 600 million a year. That's over a half a trillion on net sales. They can teach us I'm not good with numbers. They can teach us some serious lessons on how the metaverse economy should work.
It's a $500 million.
I mean, $500 million. Okay, I knew I messed something up.
That's
there.
Okay. I'm as bad as you are on this.
I inherited that from my mom. She said I always got my zeros. She always got her zeros wrong. Okay, now we're on to some world building.
Must be family.
It is. She always said I inherited the bad stuff from my dad, but I inherited some bad stuff from her too.
Oh my, don't we all? Don't we all?
So on to some world building here, you guys. So as we went through the many financial reports on the future market for the metaverse, which is really fascinating, we've been watching Unity stocks and are thrilled that the Motley Fool and other financial advisors continue to support and recommend investing due to the demand and potential for Unity's engine and features.
The Motley Fool this week issued a very rare all in buy alert for Unity, estimating that it may be $1 trillion stock by 2040.
Jeez.
Unity's engine now powers more than half of the world's video games, and the expanding market for the metaverse is driving up demand. They say it could evolve into a diversified cloud software giant over the next 20 years with even more room
Wow.
to grow. Unbelievable.
And we all
Remember,
know
yeah.
about Unity.
Well, remember when we thought like Facebook and Twitter were just a flash in the pan? Well, honey, even Amazon, many people when Amazon started doing books, nobody, they're like, oh, they're
Right.
selling books online.
Mhm.
And what did they just had a 200 to 1 split or a 20, I don't know, it's a zero thing. 20, they had a huge
Uh-huh.
stock split.
Yeah, it's
So you never
amazing. And the
know.
Motley Fool recommended Amazon 20 some years ago. Now
Yeah.
people laughed at them and laughed at Amazon, and look where they are now.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, anybody who is unfamiliar with Unity, AltSpace VR is built with Unity using its proprietary software on top of the Unity engine. All worlds, templates, kits, and everything here is built with Unity and imported in through the Unity uploader. Knowing that the foundation upon which our community's architecture is based is the favorite stock is promising. But think about this for a minute, especially those of you right now who are in VR, who are in 3D. You right now are in a simulation created with Unity. So you take a look around, we think we're here, or we really think we're here, but we're in a simulation created by Unity software. It really blows your mind when you think about it, doesn't it, Laurel?
Yeah, well, no, let's not get philosophical now. We're throwing numbers out there. Don't bring in philosophies. We're in a simulation. Just know that your feet are on Unity. That's all you need to know. All right. Are there any Blender fans out there? You got some Blender fans? Yes. Blender 3.1 was released this week with all kinds of new features and functionality. They are just, really on track. There is a new Launchpad, improvements in point cloud rendering, Apple Metal support, grease pencil modifiers and tools, animation tools, graphic editors, slider operator. Oh my goodness. And major performance improvements for grid and cube primitives, which are now up to 4 times faster. The performance is just amazing.
Wow. And there's even more. So,
Yeah.
one of the new improvements is to the geometry nodes. Not only are there new nodes, it is faster to create and produce meshes. The fields were rewritten from scratch, not only with improvements in performance, but also fixing and improving the shading and compositing counterparts to make life for world builders and designers easier and more creative. You can get down into the details with the new features, and they say more is coming.
That's
Oh,
so
Lance looks
exciting.
happy, doesn't he?
Yay. So many are. It's, you can bitch all you want about, world building and alt space, but the reality is that it starts with Unity. It starts with Blender. Blender gets loaded into Unity. And we were so reliant on these third-party tools to really step up the amazing world building that we can do in here. So I love that they are moving ahead. Now, last
Absolutely.
week, speaking of moving ahead, last week, the Educators in VR World Builders team hosted Dargon's Emory meetup. Oh, God, it was so much fun. And 2 things were very clear. First, people were fascinated with MREs and their potential, and they want to learn how they work and how to make them work for themselves.
And second, while sharing kits and templates has improved in AltSpace VR, the sharing of MREs and how creators can control and earn income from them while protecting their copyrights and licenses is a huge topic. And Dargon is working with the Educators and VR team to host events that specifically cover those topics, as well as to continue with the more informal meetups to support MRE developers and world builders. Stay tuned for more news on this soon.
Yeah. Oh, exciting stuff. Now, it's
That's
been
for
a
sure.
while since we featured a world hero on news and updates, just mostly because we run out of time. We have so much to cover, but we have a very special world to showcase today. Lisa and Bart are amazing world builders, and they spent the past few months secretly working on a dream come true world building project. I'm so excited to reproduce the Doctor Who Dr. Ten's TARDIS here in Altspace VR. Yeah.
You go, Laurel.
It's so exciting. I can't stand it. They showed it. I knew it was coming. They showed it to me when I went a day or so ago, and I about wet my pants. It was so awesome. I was just like, I was drooling. I covered the whole thing with slime. I was so in love with it. So it comes complete with a feel of it's bigger on the inside. Or my personal favorite, it's smaller on the outside. I just loved
Now
it when
who's
that one
getting
came up.
philosophical, Laurel?
I know, but it's Doctor Who. Now, this was created by Lisa and Bart mostly in Blender, and it was fiddled around within Unity. And Lisa and Bart have totally captured the unique feel of the TARDIS, along with some special Easter egg. They're kind of blatant, but they're wonderful. Easter egg discoveries around and within it. And we're going to be traveling there through space and time right after the show. So stick around and come with us. We're hopefully, if room 2 is still open, we'll try to get somebody in there to teleport you, to portal you there as from that room too. Yay!
Yay.
I love
Okay,
it.
so
Thank you, Lisa and Bart. Okay. Calm down. Calm
okay,
down.
we're changing subjects.
Change
now,
the
Laurel,
picture, Mark. Thank you.
Anyway,
I look at it and I get too excited.
I know. So stick around, and we're going on a little field trip after our news and updates today. Okay, so moving on, it's time now for our Discord tip of the week. Discord is our back channel communications tool used by AltSpace VR and events and groups all across the AltSpace VR community. First, due to the recent outages that impacted Discord, our producer Mark has added a new channel to the news and updates Discord that ties directly in with reports of Discord being down and other critical Discord news. Check it out under Discord status on our news and updates Discord server. Thanks, Mark, for doing that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love that. Love that. All right. Now we have we mentioned a couple weeks ago about I just lost the script about the Discord just totally.
Oh,
yes,
you
I've
vegged out
lost
for a
the
minute there.
script.
You want to
Keep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, can you keep going? I've lost the script for
absolutely.
some reason.
Sure. Okay, it's okay. We mentioned recently that AltSpace VR and other large event Discord servers have installed the DynoBot to their servers to help with spammers and help improve other features and functions. We wanted to highlight the power of DynoBot, a free Discord bot, and its ability to manage spammers and scammers, a growing issue. If you are the host of an AltSpace VR event, group, or project server, you can install the DynoBot easily. Just follow the step-by-step instructions. Once you add it to your account, add it to your servers. There are many modules to enable and add to customize your Discord server. But let's talk about the moderation module. And I just wanted to add for those of you that aren't used to Discord, you can go in and you can create a server. It'll be totally private. You can mess around with it, test features out and stuff like that. So you don't have to go into somebody else's server and do that. You can create your own server and just get down into the nitty gritty.
It's fun to learn more about it. And Educators in VR is going to be doing a basic intro coming up soon. So get ready for that. Now, among the many moderation settings are the settings to message users when they're kicked, banned, or muted. Love that? And even
Yes.
log messages about moderation actions so you can monitor the moderators. Love that. The auto punish module moderates members automatically after a specific number of warnings for a specific time period. So if you have many warnings, if you have a really active and shooting their mouth off, you got to be aware of those. If you have many warnings, you may turn on the appeal process to let banned or muted users have their say.
Also, there's an auto ban feature where you may set up rules for automatically banning anyone who steps over the server rules. But the one we love the best is the AutoMod module. This is where you may set worlds and links to be allowed or banned, helping to keep your server clean of certain words and actions. We didn't want to offend your delicate sensibilities, so we've blurred out the most offensive words for the slide.
Seriously. There were words I'd never even heard of on this list. Oh my gosh. Delicate flowers that we are. What was really important for AltSpace VR and other servers was to block the scams for NFTs, Discord Nitro, and boosting BS scams. Are you sick of getting those Nitro things and those, NFT things every other day coming in? Oh, yeah, I hate those things. So they come into a server, they grab all of the names, and then they start pinging away. So keywords for those reference were added to the banned word list, like crypto Discord and fast growing crypto, including misspellings instead of NFT, NTF, because they're trying to get through the filters, and Discord spelled with the S and the C transposed. We found the list of banned words from a variety of bad and offensive word lists. But if anyone would like a copy of our list, which seems to be working really well, please contact us after the show or on our Discord, as we would love to share the toxicity prevention techniques. Now, we will cover more about the Dynabot and other Discord tips and bots and blah, da, 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 da in future news and updates. So keep coming back for more. We know there's some serious Discord users out there, so share the wealth. Come on, tell us about how you use Discord, and we may feature them here in the news and updates.
So now we're on to some AltSpace events. As you know, events are the heart and soul of AltSpace VR, supported by fantastic event hosts and world builders. Both worlds and events may be public, unlisted, or private. We're seeing a growing number of requests for how to host a private event and what's the difference between private and unlisted. So we thought we'd start off this section on AltSpace VR events with a quick tutorial.
Now, a public event is open to the public and anyone may attend. Same with a public world. An unlisted world and event means that the world or the event is not listed in the publicly accessible list like the calendar and the popular worlds list.
To make a world or event be accessible but not publicly visible, simply mark it as unlisted. People may enter by the link, the event code, favorites, or if they mark the event as interested or on their, which would be on their My Events list under events.
Now, to make a world or an event private, there are specifically a world, there are two different methods. Let's look at the world method first, as it is easier.
There's two ways to make a world private. First is to make the universe the world sits in private, your top folder. If the universe is private, the world privacy settings will be set to private as they inherit the universe settings.
If the universe may set the worlds within the universe to private or unlisted. If unlisted, they won't appear on the public list. If private, then only those on the
Yeah, we lost Laurel for a second there. So if they're private, if your worlds are private,
go ahead.
Oh, okay. Then only those on the universe or world allow list will be able to enter. So events are similar for unlisted. Mark an event as unlisted and it will not be on the public lists. Accessible, it will be accessible only by those with the code, link, or if they have a contextual role like moderator or host.
How's my internet now? Working?
It's good. It's good now. Uh-huh.
Okay. Now this is where things get complicated. I wish I had a ping pong ball you could follow the bouncing ball. To make an event private, you need to create a guest list, and only those on the list may enter the event. You go to altvr.com, more, groups, and you create a group. Then you fill in all the information, and then you go back to the event and you click on the advanced options, scroll down below admins, and select the group name.
You may add people to the group guest list by email address they use to register with AltSpace VR or their username. Trust us, usernames are better. If they aren't in the list, they can't get into the event, thus making the event private and unlisted.
Makes sense? Yes? No? Totally confused? Falling asleep? This has been another public service announcement training from the event experts behind the News and Update show, celebrating almost 4 years of doing it right and messing it up on a weekly basis. Now, I can't keep doing that. Let's explore some of the events that are coming up this week in AltSpace VR.
That was great, Laurel. I love it. It's been a great job. Okay, so this Sunday, tomorrow, is Center Stage, the popular open mic event that just celebrated its 3rd year here in AltSpace VR. They have a new logo, and they continue to be a gateway to new and old talent, sharing their songs, stories, poems, and comedy.
Now, congratulations, Center Stage. Now, about a year ago, AltSpace VR member Scott announced a personal challenge to review every episode of the Star Trek Next Generation TV show. And tomorrow, he's up to season 3, episode 3, The Survivors. What a great opportunity to connect with other Trek fans and support a personal challenge like this. He is so rocking it. At 26 or 28 episodes a season, this is a serious commitment to do this once a week.
Nice, Mark. That's awesome.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, Black Sands Karaoke is back with another open mic night focused on R&B and hip hop. So join them and get your groove on and show them what you can do. Okay, Laurel, you vegged out for
There-
a second there. Are you back? There you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
I couldn't turn off my my mute button. All right.
Oh.
So the VR Awards AMA Ask Me Anything events features the 2021 award winners. It continues this week with the Rising VR Company of the Year AAA Code. AAA Code produces a variety of tools, including Hollow Switch that puts VR on your phone.
Interesting.
System for authentication and security for payments, and in-world and heads-up displays of smartphone notifications right in your headset called InReal. Now that is by invitation only, and we don't know which headsets are included yet.
But it's your chance to learn more. Looks like we lost Laurel completely there. Okay. So Simulation Nation is covering the film Brainstorm, directed by Douglas Trumbull, the mastermind behind the special effects of some of your favorite and influential movie special effects, including Star Trek, A Space Odyssey, and Blade Runner. They will be discussing the movie and its impact on society and the industry, along with a few other fun surprises. Join them on Thursday.
We're having a big storm outside my home right now. Electricity's kind of little wobbly, so we're still going to see what happens here. Okay. Thursday is also another Tales from Africa news and storytelling. And this week they're exploring stories, cultures, and the society of the past, present, and future. So check it out. Now, this is your last reminder for
Daylight savings time.
that begin tonight, right?
Yes. It's
Okay.
Laurel.
I'm going to survive this show. I'm going to survive this show somehow. Go for it.
Actually, you're doing well, considering you've
Okay.
had worse times than this.
I want to get to the TARDIS. So it's tonight for parts of North America and the west coast of Mexico, in 2 weeks for the UK, Europe, and the rest of Mexico, and 3 weeks for those in the southern hemisphere. So be aware that the event times that you are very used to might not be at the same time. So check.
You're still here. Haven't lost internet connection.
How much check could it would check if it would check as an Alt Space VR event? Check.
Are you getting back at your internet, Laurel? Is that what you're
Yes.
doing?
Yes. As always, for those of you who have been suffering for 4 years of this garbage.
That's right. You do a great job, and you don't I don't have that many audio issues. Just occasionally. It is VR. It is Alt Space, so we have to expect a little bit of that. Okay, so these are just a very few highlights of the events this week. There's so many we can barely keep up with them.
So please check out the channels to find the events to tickle your fancy and amuse your spirits.
And if you don't see something that interests you, start your own event and let us know about it by posting it in the News and Updates Discord. The creativity in event types and styles is stunning, and we love sharing your events here.
Now, we do our best to bring you the highlights from this ever-growing community, and we are so glad you are here to share it with us. Now, that is all for today's News and Updates. And we want to thank you for joining us and celebrating our Alt Space VR community for over 4 years of the News and Updates. We do this for you every Saturday. We're insane. And because we believe that you deserve a better informed community.
And so when news you need to know happens, we share it in our News and Updates Discord so you get the news through the clutter of information. Please tell a friend and share our Discord and YouTube channels so others can keep up with the news in and around AltSpace and the whole metaverse. It's not just limited to AltSpace.
Absolutely. Now, in a few minutes, we're hoping that Lisa will be able to set a portal to the TARDIS. Yes, Lisa? Yep. And I will be going into the mirrored room, and I will set a portal there so we can go visit the TARDIS, and hopefully there'll be room for everyone there. You're going to love it. This is an amazing job that was done. So, as a reminder, we stream the news onto YouTube every week, and you can catch up with past events and more about AltSpace VR events, projects, news, and community activities. This is a labor of love, and we love our volunteer team members who help us gather the news as reporters, moderators, and help us put this show together every week.
We do this for you for free. We're not AltSpace VR employees. Our team works hard each week to gather the news and information to help our community keep up with everything going on here in AltSpace VR.
If you'd like to join the team and be mad along with the rest of us, please let us know after the show. We have way too much fun. We're looking for reporters and photographers and script writers and mods and so much more. So come join us. The show is as much yours as it is ours, and we really would love to have you be a part of it.
Thank you to all of our News and Updates volunteers and moderators who help make this event such a success. Thank you. And to all of our Russian and Ukrainian friends and community members, we are with you. Stand tough and stand up. And most of all, in these uncertain times, please, please, please be safe wherever you are in the world. Okay, the rail will be back in, which is refreshing, I think. Thank you, everybody.
Exterminate.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, you're hiding in behind there. Is this
I thought
awesome?
I thought I'd get in first. I snuck
I
in.
know, this is the most people's ever been in here.
Humans, exterminate.
It's gonna be a test.
What's it?
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, Mark, I wish I could hear you right now. You're in your camera bot. Are you going bananas? Mark, are you going bananas?
Exterminate.
I'm the wire,
Exterminate.
Hi, Jinx.
and I will gobble you up. Armed. He's armed and clever. Withdraw, withdraw. The box magpie.
Over here.
This is really awesome.
I'm talking to